us.
Well, hello everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in to the first episode of Confessions of a Rock and Roll Wifey. And I figured what better episode than to have my husband, Darren Brown, on the show. Say hello, honey.
Hey guys, what's up?
So tonight it's like a full moon, right? Almost full.
Yes.
And it is Valentine's Day. And I figured what better day as well to cash in on the you owe me points that my husband owes me and get him on the podcast. I am doing the second episode really soon, but I thought this would be a good one just to warm up and start over, I guess.
Yeah.
So, how are you?
I'm fantastic. Just hanging out, man, you know what I mean? Got a bottle of wine here. Mm-hmm. Having a good night.
Yep. So we did a little sushi and wine night.
Yep.
For I was gonna say Thanksgiving, for Valentine's Day, and when we do wine, we always do 2 bottles, and one's his and one's mine.
Yeah.
How come?
Because you're a wuss.
No, because you drink it too fast.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I end up stealing, like, I guess, the majority of the bottle.
Yeah. Well, what happens is by the time I'm on my second glass,
Yeah.
the bottle's empty.
Well, allegedly.
Right? Allegedly.
Allegedly.
And then we open the second one, and yeah, Darren just doesn't. He likes to chug wine. Wine's supposed to be sipped.
I just drink it.
I'm just busting your balls, babe.
Hey.
Cheers.
Uh-oh.
And nobody can see this right now, but I have a wine glass, and he has a bottle of wine that he's just sipping out of the top of it, because he's a wino today.
We don't have wine glasses for me.
Yeah, we had... Every time we buy them, they break.
Yeah.
And we somehow always end up with just one.
Yeah, yours. Weird.
Yeah.
So weird.
Yeah, whether it's mine or not, it always ends up being mine because I'm the one who prefers to drink out of a wine glass. Right? But I like to let the air in, you know? You gotta... There's the 5 S's of wine, you know?
I don't.
Yeah. It's... Well, first you pour it in there. That's a P, so we won't count that one.
Okay, let's just stick with the S's.
Yes, the S's. So it's you swirl it, I guess. Mm-hmm. So that's when you like
swirl it.
Well, yeah, I don't know how to explain it with words, but you basically hold
your wine
glass and you roll it around so that it swirls all around the side of the glass.
Okay.
And then you they say C-S-E-E, and wine has what they call legs. Why do
like
I?
You
Not
felt
like
the need.
C. Yes, I spelled it.
You felt the need to Let me know that you weren't saying yes in Spanish.
Yeah, not like sí, like yes.
Not like sí.
Yes. You see, and so that's where you see the legs of the wine. So can you see how, like, on the side it drips down, and that's called the legs.
There you go. Look at the legs on that bitch.
Yeah, full-bodied.
Full-bodied.
And then there's sip, and that's where you take a sip.
Yeah.
And you go.
Whoa.
And then that's like, I don't think that one's slurp. I think it's it's not swirl, because the first one was swirl. It's what do you call that when you go swish? When you swish it around in your mouth a little?
I don't know.
Yeah, and then the last one's swallow.
Oh. That's a good one.
Yeah.
That's the most important one.
Yeah. That's what, And all those together, it lets the air in.
Okay.
And then, like, it gets it all in your nostrils and, like, in your sinuses and stuff.
Sure.
And then when you swallow it, it's just, like, a whole nother experience.
Oh, my God.
See? You should try it. You're drinking out of a bottle right now. There is no air getting to that wine.
You're damn right there is. There's no top on it.
Well, yeah, you'd have to pull one of those, like, where you blow in the top. Give it a little air.
Check this out, ready?
How was it?
I can feel it everywhere. It's like in my nostrils, and shit's crazy right now.
All right. Well, I'm going to have to take your word for it. Anyways, so today's Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
And can you believe that there's like nowhere to buy Valentine's cards in Ramona?
I can.
Especially last minute. It seems like they're taking away everything out here.
Bastards.
They're literally leaving us no option except for Amazon.
I know. It's sketchy, huh?
Yeah. It's kind of bullshit.
They're coming for us, Barbara.
CVS has that last minute stuff, but still, even they didn't have it.
Yeah.
I don't know. Amazon's taking over, huh?
Maybe.
Wow. We're grateful for Amazon out here in the mountains.
Yeah.
Yes. So, yeah, it was really hard to find Valentine's things. So the kids brought cupcakes today.
Perfect.
Yes.
Better than a shitty little card anyway.
Mm-hmm. We've never really celebrated Valentine's Day.
No.
I think that when you proposed to me, it was Valentine's Day. But I think that was just like a coincidence, right?
Totally.
You were planning on proposing already.
Yeah. Totally.
I mean, I was knocked up.
That was on the fly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you're like, oh, it's Valentine's Day.
Yeah, well, your mom sent me a letter saying, something about a gun, so.
Oh. No, but yeah, we went on a little picnic.
Yep.
Dos Picos.
Same place we got married.
Same place we got married, yeah.
Yep.
It was a long time ago.
Yep.
In May, it'll be 11 years.
Jeez.
Yeah. We had a fun wedding, though, once it got started.
Yep. Once you showed up.
Yeah. I was an hour late.
Like 2 hours late.
1 hour.
Whatever.
And then the person who was doing our cooking was fighting with his woman.
Yeah.
And so he wasn't anywhere to be found.
Yep.
So we literally, all we had was 2 kegs to keep people entertained.
Perfect.
Until I showed up. So, yeah, and that was at noon? So that's what started it all.
I don't remember. I just remember people were telling me, where's your wife, man? She's showing up. And I'm like, fuck, she better.
Yeah. I was doing my hair and stuff. I was slow.
Yeah.
I think I was like 7 months pregnant. Wow. Well, time flies. Shit. We've been through a lot. So, now that we're doing this podcast, it's been a long time coming. I've been trying to nail you down. And now I'm starting up my season again, so I got you.
You did.
Yeah. So, for those of you who don't know, my husband is a musician. He's a singer. And in my opinion, an extremely talented one. And I'm not the only one who said that.
Aww.
And he's extra humble. And so he'll never tell you that. But I think that actually is really a cool thing about you. You don't know how good you are.
Oh, I appreciate you.
People are not going to be able to hear you, babe.
Yes, ma'am.
That's what I like. All right. Back on track. No. Most people know you because you used to be in a San Diego metal band called One Theory.
Yep.
And that's how I met you too. You were in that band. Gosh, when did that one start?
Late 2000.
2000?
Well, it was like 2001.
How old were you then?
I was probably about 19. Yeah, because I graduated high school in 2000. I was 17. So yeah, 2001 put me about 18, 19.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What, did you guys just like start the band like?
My brother did, Kyle. He started the band. I lived in Texas at the time. Tattooing out there. Out in Texas, I was tattooing, and
Was it where you just tattoo? Who lived in Texas?
my cousins. Well, one of them. My cousin Jason lived out there. He was part owner of the shop that I moved out there to learn how to tattoo in.
Okay. And you just were artistic, and so he said they wanted
Yeah.
to get you into that.
Yeah, well, he was like, he saw some of my shit, and he was like, hey, you want to come tattoo? And I was like, fuck yeah, let's do it. So I check out.
Did you like practice on an orange or anything like that? Like, you know how they do that?
Friends.
You practiced on. You know what? I actually have seen a few of your friends that have
Fucked up shit.
tattoos from when
messed up
back
shit.
then.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, dude. I have practiced on a bunch of oranges. Back in my day, there was pig's feet.
Oh.
That a lot of people did because it was explained to me that a pig's hide is similar to human skin when you're tattooing it. Obviously a little rougher, more hair, coarse hair follicles, stuff like that. But
that makes a lot of sense.
yeah.
Or on like a pork roast or something.
Yeah. No, it was just like pig's feet. I never
Just
did
pig
that.
feet.
I never did that shit. I just tattooed on an orange. And then there was always people cruising around that was just willing to let me do it, and yeah.
Back then, getting tattoos was like so cool. It was like blowing up to get tattoos and stuff, and the tribal tattoos and like all that kind of stuff was like huge in. But yeah, so you were doing tattoos out there. Any crazy tattoo stories?
Oh my god. Yeah, I got a lifetime of stories in the shop for sure. Well,
It's okay. Tell them all.
It don't matter?
Yeah, it's fine. This is an adult show.
Well, we were hanging out in the shop one day, me and my cousin. This old boy pulls up. He's got this big old diesel truck. He pulls up and he's got like a bale of hay or some shit, and it looks like some fucking... He looked like a welder because he had like some O2 and some this and that fucking tanks floating around in the back of his truck. And he pulls up and he comes in. I'm thinking I'm getting ready to do a tattoo. My cousin was the piercer. He comes in and this old boy asked to get his belly button pierced. It threw us both back, and me and my cousin, we're not too shy when it comes down to being like, whoa. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So he kind of knew we were a little taken back, I think, but... Dude's name was Bubba, I believe. And, like, he had some fucked up license. Like, his address said, like, some shit. Take a left on 3rd and go down to the 3rd stop sign. You see a chicken dead on the end of the road and you're there. Kind of thing. It real deal with some shit like that. And this dude comes in, he's like, I want to get my belly button done. And I'm, like, sitting there trying not to fucking lose my shit. He's a big dude, and he comes in a cowboy hat, the whole nine, button-up shirt.
You don't want to, like, laugh at him or anything or piss him off.
I mean...
Bubba might go get a shotgun out of his truck. Yeah.
But, you know, he gets back there. I do the paperwork for him. And, motherfucker, my cousin starts to get ready to, you know, put his marks on for the needle to go through and this and that. All good. You know, and he's like, all right, man, well, I'm going to have you, like, open up your shirt, you know, and, you know, so I can get my marks, you know, and he opens up a couple buttons real quick, and my cousin, I know, dude, hey, you got to take him, like, at least up to the chest area so I can get, like, in the sternum so I can get a nice straight line, you know, this and that. Blah, blah, blah. Standard issue shit. This dude starts popping his fucking buttons open, and he's got a bra on.
Oh!
Not just a bra. I mean, this shit had fucking grease stains and shit on it, like he got done working on a truck and just fucking wiped it off real quick. So I don't know.
Oh my gosh, that's funny. Like, it's his daily wear that he... Do you think that he had, like, some moves that he was trying to keep under control?
You know what I mean? I saw with some big old boy getting his belly button done up.
Well, and this was so far long ago, too.
Yeah,
like, these days, probably somebody wouldn't be surprised.
I was a kid. I was maybe 17, 18 when this happened. And, like, I'm sitting there, like, trying to hold my shit together. I know my cousin is too, and dude gets his belly button done up, and he's on his fucking way. I think he might have done it for a dare or a bet or a joke or some shit. I don't know.
I think he just felt pretty
Maybe.
and wanted to get a little bling, a little belly bling.
Well, he was a little upset we didn't pierce him with a jewel fucking navel ring, but hey, can't do that. When
oh, really? Oh, because it's
infections. And
yeah,
shit.
no, because you have to when you get a piercing, you have to use stainless steel hoops.
Jules harbor bacteria.
Yeah, you have to like get it like with just the stainless steel.
It's surgical stainless steel.
Yeah.
There's a depending on whether you get a hoop or a belly button little barbell deal, you know. But either way, it's just stainless steel, nothing super fancy because you want to heal first before you change anything out. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I don't know. The tattoo game, the piercing world has changed so much since I was doing it. Now I'm like, they have this shit now you can put on your skin to numb it up so you don't feel a goddamn thing. And I'll tell you something, man. I've tattooed since I'm 14 years old, and this shit it's an experience. There's a lot of people that
if you don't
like the
feel
feeling,
it,
you know, because it gives you that endorphin rush. It almost is a stress reliever to some people, you know.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely addicting.
Yeah, absolutely.
Everybody will say that.
Well, nowadays, modern advances in science and technology have made it to where you don't even need to tough it out. You can just sit there and let him go for it. Mm-hmm. So.
Yeah, I mean, that's from everything down to childbirth.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you lose the whole experience when you do that kind of shit. You know what I mean? Like, I'd never been numbed for nothing, you know? And we were doing some sketchy shit back then. We were, like, on the forefront, you know? Like, I've had my hooks in my back and all kinds of shit like that, too. You know, I've done all that shit. Yeah,
your cousins were super into that.
They hang from their chest, shit like that. They were on Ripley's.
Your cousins' sons are into that.
Following in the footsteps.
Shout out James.
Trevor, I think, too.
And Trevor. I know I've seen James and his wife doing suspension. They still do it to this day. And it's a thing out there. I wish I could think of the name of the shop where they work, but they're out in Tennessee. Mm-hmm. So if anybody ever is out in it's Nashville, right? Close to Nashville?
Yeah, just out of Nashville, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's Watertown or not, but
yeah,
just out of Nashville.
Yeah, goodness. Well, the name of the piercer is James Stampfly, Stampfly, and then his wife is Amanda, and she's a tattoo artist.
It's not Stampfly.
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 Mm-hmm. Stampfly.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So you were doing tattooing. Any other crazy stories?
Oh, God.
I remember you telling me the one about the In-N-Out burger. Should I not bring that up?
Oh, my God.
One more tattoo story.
So there I was. No, so the tattoo shop was doing like radio ads and shit to get more clientele coming through. And we were giving away like, you know, raffled off some tickets at places and this and that. And this chick won a free tattoo from me. And she brought in what she wanted, this and that. And yeah, she was a really pretty girl too, man. A little blonde girl, blue eyes, total surfer chick. She was getting like those little hang 10 feet. Well, I get to going on putting the stencil on. She wants it right down in the fanny area, which is the vagina in the United States.
Yes, in the UK, the fanny is the vagina.
So, doing the stencil, this and that, and I'm just like, I can't help myself. Like, I'm just smelling some of the worst shit ever. It smelled like onion rings and like and like sweat. It smelled like a fucking busted In and Out.
Like BO and onions.
Yeah,
kind
it was
of
fucked up. Like when you get off from the 67 in Bradley right there on 102-degree weather.
And you can smell it
and
In and Out burger.
It's fucked up, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
but when you're hungry and it's food, it smells good. But when you're going to do a tattoo on a girl by her fanny.
Yeah.
Then it's not. It no smell good.
Well,
It no bueno.
she messed up In and Out for me for good.
Yeah.
But no, I was as polite as I could, you know what I mean? And it was totally embarrassing for both of us, but I was like, fuck, I couldn't do it. My eyes almost watered. You know, I'd say, hey, I handed her some green soap on a fucking couple paper towels, and I said, I need you to go wash yourself up a little bit, honey. I can't fucking do this. This is fucked. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, you know, it still was polite enough to where, like, for instance, if it just was that she needed to be clean to get her tattoo. Yeah. So hopefully she kind of took it that way.
No, she took off to the bathroom and did her thing, you know what I mean? It was all good. Did her tattoo, gave her a hug. She even took, like, I think a picture with me with her buddy, or her boyfriend or whatever.
With her tattoo?
Yeah.
With your face in a fanny?
No, wasn't in a fanny. I was next to her. She was standing up. I had my arm up, and she had her fucking shit pulled down on her side, and that was it. And anyway, yeah, crazy stories, man. I mean, fuck.
That's awesome.
My cousins have split wieners in half and shit, all kinds of messed up shit.
Oh, yeah, that surgical stuff.
Man, I was a fucking bouncer out there, one of the biggest clubs out there, too. It was crazy shit.
Nice.
Man.
And this is when you were 19?
Yeah.
Okay, so then, did you just end up back in San Diego?
Well, I was 17, 18 at the time. So I lived out in Texas for almost 2 years, and then I came back around 19, and then started One Theory with my brother, who actually had it going, and took off from there.
And he was so young.
He was like 14 or 15 when he started.
Yeah.
And yeah, man, I mean, I remember going to playing big shows at big places, and he couldn't even get in because he was too young.
And Dream Street, for people who don't know, had windows all along the side right by the fucking stage.
Yep.
And right by the entrance where you would go, the bands would load in.
Yeah.
And so Kyle would stand right there by everybody loading in.
Yeah.
And he'd also be watching equipment, right? Because stuff would be parked there.
Yeah.
And he would just watch the shows from the window.
Yeah, he would also be drinking beers through the windows.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure. Literally the whole crowd bouncing up in the same kind of like rhythm.
Yeah.
There was just like an energy to it. I remember being in the middle of
One Theory was
at least 100 people.
One Theory was its own beast back in the day.
Oh my gosh, it was amazing. Yeah, so you guys started One Theory. You were playing lots of shit.
Yeah, we did a bunch of national tours. We played in front of thousands of people.
Mm-hmm. You guys did the Project Independent
thing? Did everything, yeah. We did a Project Independent thing. We did the whole shebang. We got approached by labels, this and that, left and right. But, you know, at the time, I had my family around, you know, that I would talk to on the side. And my family prior had been through it all. They'd toured. They were on the USO circuit. They, you know, this and that, blah, blah, blah. So,
yeah, leather and lace.
Yeah. So they had a bunch of kind of insight or behind the scenes knowledge or some heads up shit for me. So,
yeah.
You know, I talked to them about this and that. You know, they told me how to book tours, how to get the guarantees in writing, this and that.
I remember you throwing, like, even car washes. You would make, like, $1,000 at the car wash.
Yeah, I was hustling, man. Yeah, the band was my baby. We were going to do shit. We did. You
did do some shit, and honestly, it just had such a great mixture of brutal-ass metal, and then also that melodic kind of thing that pulls you in and makes you feel something. I don't know, it was really cool.
We were told that we sounded like Lamb of God if they could sing. That's what we were told.
No dig at Randy Blythe, but no dig.
No dig.
You just have that singing voice as well, is the thing.
Randy Blythe's a good dude, man. He was actually hanging out with me on my 21st birthday. Pretty fun. Pretty cool story.
Where was that?
It was at Cane's. It was called Cane's at the time. I think it's called
Pacific
Wave
Beach.
House now. Yeah, no, Mission Beach.
Mission Beach.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Yeah, well, pretty much. I think it's called Wave House now.
There by the roller coaster.
Yep.
Yeah.
We were on all the big shows there. Played with I don't even know how many bands. Thursday night we'd draw 150 people, no problem. You know what I mean? And we were killing it. The stage show was the live show was better than our album was, and we heard that often, and that was cool. It's kind of unheard of. It's really good if it is,
Yeah. I remember going to Cane's. I saw The Abuse play there a couple times. I think I saw trying to think of what other bands I saw play there. Anyway, all the local bands used to play there. Dream Street, Brick by Brick. Those were like the places.
Yep.
And then the occasional like East County or Ramona or something like that.
Yeah.
Well, that's awesome. And then you kind of just got kind of to where you wanted to try other things.
Sorry. I just had to smoke.
Yeah. Everybody give us a second. Darren's recovering.
But yeah, it was really fun.
It's his medicine.
Really fun time of my life. Some of the best memories of my life. Take it to my deathbed, you know what I mean? Was being on tour with those fuckers. It was really fun.
Oh, I want to hear crazy, cool stories from that.
All right.
Touring. 1-3 touring stories.
So there I was. Every good story starts like that.
Yeah.
Sorry. Jeez.
It's okay.
That got me. Well, there's a bunch of really cool stories about the road, man. We were just doing all kinds of shit. It felt so rad. It was like 5 fucking brothers just tearing shit up. You know what I mean? One of our first tours, we were 4 hours into the tour and we all got arrested because we got stopped at the Border Patrol. You guys are headed to Arizona. Arizona, right? Which was 0 tolerance. We got arrested. Wow. That's crazy. And yeah.
That was like probably like what, like 14 years ago?
Something like
15
that.
15 years ago?
It was, about 14 years ago, something like that. Yeah, we got popped and we all got officially put under arrest, ticketed. They trashed the fucking RV looking for shit, you know what I mean? They found a little bit of weed, which was no big deal. Funny part is we ended up signing autographs and shit and taking pictures with the dudes and selling CDs to them.
That's awesome.
And but we didn't make the first show, which sucked, but it was a good reason. The whole band was under arrest, so couldn't do much about it. You know, there's a couple other times I think we were somewhere in Arkansas. Might have been somewhere else, but I think it was Arkansas. We were
Arkansas.
We were at this dude's place that was playing with us the next night. He offered us to park the RV there, hang out, you know, whatever, just chill, get a day off.
He was from the other band?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I like fishing. I grew up doing that kind of shit, you know what I mean? You know how I grew up. But we went fishing, me and Matt. And coolest thing in the world is we were walking up to this
Matt Bastard.
Pond. Yeah, Matt Bastard. Walking up to this pond, and we get up there, and like we were told there's a boat up there, and we're like, okay, cool. We were thinking like maybe a paddle boat, maybe a canoe, you know what I mean, which is cool. Grew up, riding canoes. And it's this side by side kick to paddle like love boat thing, right?
Oh, like those little paddle boats.
Yeah, like you're gonna
from
take it.
Santee.
Yeah, if you're
like,
trying to.
Oh, like you're gonna hold hands and like paddle around.
Yeah,
okay.
I was one of those. So it's Matt's big old ass right here next to me, my big old ass right next to him. Pretty sure our fucking arms are on top of each other because we can barely fit in this son of a bitch, right? Anyway, we get out in the middle of this pond, and I cast out. And I'm sitting there looking, and I'm like, oh shit, I seen the water move just to the top, So I cast back over there, and then I look as I'm reeling in, and I see it hit again, and I'm like, oh shit, it moved in an S. I'm like, that's a fucking fish. I pull it back. My California ass ain't used to fucking snakes coming through at the water. Fucking cottonmouth. I'm casting out. I cast it out. Because I'm still thinking it's a fish. And I'm reeling it in, and I'm like, it getting closer. I'm like, oh, shit.
Reel it out,
and I'm like, I'm all snake. And I'm sitting here, and I'm swinging my fishing pole at this fucking thing, coming at me in the water. And I'm fucking freaking out trying to hit this thing, and I'm like losing sight of it. And like, the funniest thing ever is Matt is losing it, fucking screaming, freaking out,
like a girl,
yelling, dude, screaming, and he's paddling. So we're spinning in a fucking circle the
with
whole
a snake
time
on the end of your line.
with a snake, and I'm
God.
sitting here fucking smacking this thing. We're spinning in a circle. Matt's screaming, and I'm just like, snake, fuck. Dude, it was sketch.
Oh my gosh, that's funny.
And Dante, I think, was on shore and saw it all. And
just cracking up, huh?
Laughing his ass off. I think I remember just looking over, and he's just like hunched over dying, dude. And I'm like, fuck. I'm freaking out because I don't know where the snake went. It's just, you know what I mean? I'm assuming it just took off at Bill.
Yeah.
But damn, dude, yeah, that freaked me out.
Oh my gosh.
I'm not used to snakes like that coming at you.
No, when you said the S thing, I knew exactly what it was because I grew up going to Arkansas in the summertime.
Yeah.
And that's what we would do during the summer is go to the watering
Oh,
holes.
yeah.
And it was like a normal thing for to be looking out for snakes the whole time.
It is here too, but you know what I mean?
I don't know. I don't do that as much here.
Here it's not. Mm-hmm. Here you're more looking for it when you're hiking and moving around and this and that through mountains and this and that. You're really looking for it in water. Yeah. Because rattlesnakes you're not looking for in water. They're not in water. But yeah, that was pretty.
Who else was in the band at that time? Because you guys were notorious for switching in and out. It was Brad, right?
That was Brad. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Like there's a bunch of other stuff, man. Like Matt again. Me and Matt, man. I have a bunch with Matt. I have a bunch with all of them, but I was in this KOA. We were at this fucking rest stop, and I'm going to the bathroom, and I'm sitting there, and I fucking hear somebody come in, and it's like kind of late at night, maybe 2, 1 in the morning, and he's like, "Hey, Darren," and you know how Matt would sound. He's like, "Where you at, brother?" I'm right here. He's like, "What are you doing?" I'm taking a shit, dude. Like, what do you mean? What am I doing? And he's like, "Open the door." I'm like, "What do you mean?" I'm shitting. He's like, "Open the door." And I fucking open the door, and I just see his big old hand pop through, and he's got a beer for me. And I'm all right. I'm all cool, thanks. And then I grab the beer, and I go to fucking instinct open it. And right as I'm doing that, like a sniper, dude, he fucking opens the door and just
comes
through. Yeah. And he sits his ass down right in front of me. while I'm mid shit, like, and I'm like, oh my God, okay, what's up, dude? Like, you know what I mean? I got a beer, thanks. I'm crabbing, like, what's up? You know, we start talking about shit and how fun tour is and how everything's going and fucking how badass we're gonna fucking be and blah, blah, you know, the deal. And we're into it, you know, and we hear the door open again and it's late. And we're like, what the fuck? And this fucking old trucker boy walks in.
And you guys are there together?
Yeah. Matt's fucking 6'5" ass is fucking sitting on the ground like with the door kicked open, and I'm sitting there and we're both drinking beers and I'm shitting, you know what I mean? And we're like deep in a conversation.
Oh, I love that.
And Matt doesn't miss a beat and like just kind of like cheers in with his beer.
Oh, hey, what's up, buddy?
Oh my
like
God.
Just doing normal shit.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, I forgot honestly what said what was said because I was fucking losing it at that minute, dude. Like I couldn't have gotten any fucking weirder, dude.
Oh my God, that's awesome.
Shit like that, man. I mean,
so what happened? I mean, tell the world what happened. What happened? One theory just ended because it happens after like 10 years.
Yeah, man.
Right?
I mean, it was my fault. It was hard for me to make practices at that point, you know, and
from what I remember,
I was trying to go a less heavy route, and I don't think anyone else was really wanting to do it at the time, or you know what I mean? It was so long ago. From
what I saw is that you were trying to kind of like explore a little bit more musically. And I remember you trying out for like a couple other bands, but not because you didn't want to stop One Theory.
No.
Because you always still wanted to kind of do that.
Yeah, no, I always said to the guys, I was like, fuck, I mean, I think you should jam with other people. It's good to, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, if you don't, then you're kind of limiting yourself right now, especially when you're trying to figure out yourself and your spot and what you do and how you're going to do it. When you're in the very beginning stages of honing your craft, you know, whatever it is.
Right.
You know, I just wanted to do shit. I'm the same way still to the day. You know what I mean? Like I have a project that I'm working with now. You know what I mean? And then I have stuff that I have from other people that I'm doing. I have stuff for myself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like...
Well, that's what I see, is that you, at the time that you started to kind of just want to, like, literally have a few different projects going and, you know, try different things and branch out and just do more with that.
Yeah, well, I wanted to get kind of more, I would say, I guess maybe... poppier is not really the right word, but it kind of is. I kind of wanted to be able to do almost like a 5-finger death punchy kind of thing, but a little softer back then, because back then we were fucking gnarly.
Oh,
you know
so
what I mean?
gnarly,
So like...
One Theory was gnarly all the time.
And we would
do
in just
a good way.
Weird shit. It would feel like a fucking train wreck in certain areas, but it fucking worked.
Oh, it was
so
great,
it was like, I kind of was like wanting to settle it down a little bit, you know what I mean? And then...
It was more like...
I just wanted to use my voice more than
exactly. And that's what you
scream.
did when you went into A Hero Within.
Yeah.
Because A Hero Within, that was kind of more of you singing and stuff like that, and using that metal and the melodic singing.
A Hero Within
voice.
is when I actually first really started to sing more, trying to sing more than actually screaming, because in One Theory prior to that, I was just screaming like 90% of the time. And then there was cool choruses and then cool parts. They had singing in it. Mm-hmm. You know? And I just never really tried to sing more than not. You know?
Right.
So that's what I kind of started to do. I kind of started to rely more on how I wanted my voice to be and how I could do things with my voice, and then throw screams in certain spots where they needed to be.
Right.
And instead of vice versa.
Right.
And, you know, that was my first time trying to do that, and it was pretty cool.
You were like experimenting with the way you could make your voice sound.
Yeah.
Gosh, A Hero Within was so good.
Yeah.
So good. And, you know, I mean, things fall apart. It happens, you know, but you actually injured your voice while you were in A Hero Within, too.
Yeah,
and that was a part of the break, too, I think, is that you weren't able to practice for like 5 or 6 months.
Yeah, it was a long time.
In there. You had the same problem where you had something happen with your voice.
Yeah.
And I remember at the time we didn't really know too much like about it because you were just organically a singer, you know, and you just did what you did.
Yeah. Well,
and then this is when you started learning more about the technical parts and warming up and
yeah, I never like really threw out my voice that much in One Theory and stuff like that, because it's the way you scream is different than like really the way that I would actually sing, you know what I mean? And I was still trying to figure out how to sing, so like I would overuse my voice when I didn't need to, instead of letting the mic do the work. I'm more likely to mess my voice up by trying to sing as opposed to if I were just screaming.
Right.
I have more control when I'm screaming because that's just what I'm used to. That's what I've always done. And still trying to figure out how to actually sing, you know, properly to where I'm not throwing it out and messing it up too much. So that's where I'm at right now.
Well, that's where you were like basically like learning that you had to do that, and at that point was the first time you had to rebuild your voice and everything. And you took a long break after A Hero Within too.
Yeah.
Even though you were working on some studio things and you had a lot of things that people sent you that you started to work on that didn't get finished. There was a couple things that you worked on that I thought were brilliant.
Yeah.
Just absolutely brilliant. There's been a lot of songs that you've written that I think are so cool that it's never saw the light of day.
Yeah.
You know? And then you were approached about the Sons on Fire. And you were kind of like, okay, well, and I think all of you guys were kind of like, okay, well, it's just going to be a fun little thing.
Yeah.
And it was super nothing like you had ever done.
Yeah. Yeah, it was more of like a rock and roll, kind of a southern almost, with some kind of edgy
lyrics,
metal
and gyrating
kind of sounds or parts, you know what I mean? But you know, again, that's something I've never even tried to do either, is to be like a rock and roll.
You guys hit the Billboard charts.
Yep.
For people that don't know, when he and his band Sons on Fire, when they started that band, they just had a catchy song that they loved, and they signed a partnership deal with Pavement Music, and both parties held up their end of the bargain, which led to success because it was a fun song and it was a good radio hit, and you guys were on the charts for a while.
Yeah.
He did radio tags in Colombia.
Yeah, I think like 20 different countries, something like that.
Yeah, and then when you guys did your tour, you did some radio stuff on that as well.
Yeah, a bunch of big shows. Yeah.
And that was really cool. But then again, while you were out on tour, actually, before you even left, you injured your voice.
I did.
And I remember right before you were like, fuck, I injured my voice. I thought, okay, we'll put you on a regimen. We'll get you some tea, some honey, a vapor thing. You know, I mean, we'll get you Delta 8 drinks so that you don't have to drink alcohol.
Yeah.
Like, just whatever. And you were pushing and you were doing it every day.
Yeah.
For like 2 weeks.
Yeah, honestly, it honestly is, I can tell when I do it, I can feel when I do it, and it's honestly because I am still learning how to do it all properly, together, and, it was just, that was the hard part, was trying to get where I could do it to where I wouldn't injure myself every night, and I did get myself there.
Right, because you were warming up every single day.
Yeah, I did get myself there, but we had a couple of practices to where we were doing like a live practice. Everyone was all amped up. It was fucking rad. It was cranking. It was killer.
You went full.
Yeah, and Bill. The drummer was there. Bill. Because he wouldn't always. He would fly out once a month. You know what I mean, and or whenever, and practice. Whenever he came out, it was all fucking. Everyone was hyped up. Because we'd get a good practice in, and then, I could tell I overdid it, and I knew it, and then I tried not to injure it anymore, but ended up having to go do shows out of town and this and that.
You went to the doctor one time and you got a steroid shot.
Yeah, that's
before the hot spot.
That's
right?
when I was on tour. Yeah,
and that was one of your biggest shows out there. While you were out there.
Yeah. There was a lot of really big shows, man. The hot spot was really fun.
Yeah.
A lot of good stuff.
Yeah, so, the long and short of it is that you left the tour halfway through.
Yeah.
And it was because you were damaging your voice even more.
Yeah.
We got you straight home to the doctor. They scoped it.
Yeah.
And you had a laceration on your vocal cords.
Yeah.
And honestly, you made the right decision. You could have seriously...
Abrasion is what it is.
Okay, laceration, abrasion. What is it? A laceration's when it's like a cut from something, right?
Yeah.
And an abrasion's when it's like more like a sore or like I'm
not exactly
cut.
Sure.
I thought an abrasion was still kind of a cut.
Yeah, well, that's just what it was. That's just what he said. So.
Okay. Well, either way, you've had a long break now.
Yeah, they were super swollen. The left side especially. And yeah, I was hoarse, couldn't really talk for weeks, and yeah, it was crazy. And I was put under vocal arrest, couldn't do anything for at least 2 months. And then I was in contact, I was scoped again. And then just recently, I was cleared to start practicing. And
basically with Sons on Fire, they had a deal where you were gonna have to
right away
get a couple songs recorded, get things done within the next couple months, and you were I can't do it, so you took a step back. Yeah, in hopes that they could get it done or not at all, but either way you couldn't do it
as quick as I could.
Right.
You know what I mean? I made the decision. It wasn't anything that I made the day that I found out.
It was a hard decision.
Yeah, I wanted to do. Yeah, it was crazy. It kind of felt like it.
A whirlwind.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah. So now you've been taking this long break.
Yeah.
But I know you can't help yourself. I hear you all the time in here, listening to things and writing things and all your papers around everywhere. And so you're actually, right now, you have started working with, and you've also been working on a solo project.
Yeah.
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 And it's stuff you were doing kind of before you got started with Sons on Fire. Because, to be honest, you were working on your own, project before Sons on Fire came around. And when Chuck asked you and kind of, pulled you away from that with Sons on Fire, now you're kind of refocusing on solo stuff.
Yeah. Well, it's more I I found this guy on YouTube that has music up. He's got a grip of songs, you know what I mean? And I went through a bunch of them, found ones that I liked, pulled them in, and you know, and I wrote vocals to them because it's all instrumental. Mm-hmm. I don't know how to play the guitar, the drums, the keyboard, the nothing. You know what I mean? I just make sounds with my voice that I think sound cool.
Yeah.
And so that's what I did with his songs. And so that's kind of what I've been doing. It's not really me doing anything other than that. You know what I mean? Totally free.
And it's a guy on YouTube that plays like metal shit?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I actually am going to go record vocals on one of them, or start one of them here really soon, next month. And yeah,
there will be more on that.
Give him a shout out.
We'll talk about that.
I'll give everything about him, and yeah. But I have been talking to, you know, a couple of the guys that are down to put stuff together. You know what I mean? That's kind of still going. But I did start working with this other group of guys that were together, you know, and that's been going pretty cool.
How's that feel? You've been going to actual practices.
It's crazy. I've only been able to go to one, but it was awesome. Yeah, it was awesome. It felt good. It felt like riding a bike, you know. I kind of took it easier than,
like,
obviously.
You weren't singing and stuff.
Well, yeah, I was,
bit.
But I was just I wasn't overdoing anything, you know what I mean?
Right.
I wasn't really, you know, trying to reach for shit or be doing anything crazy, you know? Mm-hmm. But it felt awesome. There's some cool stuff.
That's so awesome. I'm so happy for you, honey.
Yeah. It's gonna be fun.
Yeah, well, I know I can't wait.
Yeah.
Well, shit.
What are
y'all doing? Is the solo stuff gonna be more of like studio project, like online, like independent release
that's
type
what I'm
shit,
saying.
or is it gonna go live?
No, there's really honestly only a couple of songs that I've got from this guy that I'm actually really got finished and are ready to actually record, and I'm just putting that out there. I'm not really putting it out on. It's gonna be on YouTube. I'm not gonna put it out on any. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And
no, that's sick.
It was just I came up on the guy and I liked some of the shit and I thought it was cool. So and it was totally free. So I said, shit, let's try it out. And I wrote something and I thought it was cool. So
well, you, Darren Brown, I cannot wait.
Oh yeah.
I just cannot wait.
Yeah.
I want to thank all of you guys for listening. I have the second episode coming out, like, probably actually really soon. And the second episode is one that you're not going to want to miss. Because it's going to be fun as fuck. Right?
Yeah.
Do you know?
I don't fucking know.
You don't know? Oh, yeah. Well, you're going to find out.
Oh.
You're going to learn.
Oh.
If not today,
maybe, like,
then
when you
soon.
do it. Yeah, like,
when it happens.
Yeah, when
the lesson is taught.
Yes.
Teached.
Yes.
Taught.
Yeah. There it is.
Mm-hmm. Is there anything you want to leave us with, Darren Brown? Happy full moon. You sexy man meat.
Happy.
Cheers me with your bottle of wine over there.
All right.
Say goodnight to our friends.
Good night, everybody.
They're here for you, you know.
Hey, if you listened, thank you for listening.
Everybody that's here for him.
Oh.
Comment and like and subscribe. Hey, smash that like button.
Thank you. Confessions of a Rock and Roll Wifey.
You know what? Shane gave me a abbreviation.
Yeah.
It's
How did he spell that?
okay. So just so that everybody who knows, who doesn't know, should I say?
Yeah.
I just spilled my wine
Yeah.
And that's why we got distracted. But it wasn't all of it.
Mm-hmm.
Thank fuck.
Fucking hell.
Fucking hell. Let's get mortal.
Hey.
Aye, aye.
I think we've said bye like 3 times.
Yes, we've said enough. Let's say goodnight now. Tune in next time, y'all. Well, that's good news. Because so am I. We could be like the Down Browns. You know what I mean? So this is February 14,
Valentines Day.
2022. And I want to thank all of you guys for listening. I have the second episode coming out, like, probably actually really soon. And the second episode is one that you're not going to want to miss. Because it's going to be fun as fuck. Right?
Yeah.
Do you know?
I don't fucking
You don't know? Oh, yeah. Well, you're going to find out.
Oh.
You're going to learn.
Oh.
If not today,
Maybe like
then
when you
soon.
do it. Yeah, like
When it happens.
yeah, when it yeah.
When the lesson is taught,
You
teached,
s-
taught.
yeah. There it is.
Is there anything you want to leave us with, Darren Brown? Happy full moon,
There
you
it is.
sexy man meat.
They're happy.
Cheers me with your bottle of wine over there.
All right.
Say goodnight to our friends.
Good night,
they're
everybody.
They're here for you, you know.
Hey, if you listened, thank you for listening.
Everybody that's here for him.
Oh.
Comment and like and subscribe. Hey, smash that like button.
Thank you. Confessions of a Rock and Roll Wifey.
You know what? Shane gave me a abbreviation.
Yeah.
It's
How did he spell that?
okay. So just so that everybody who knows, who doesn't know, should I say?
Yeah.
I just spilled my wine,
Yeah.
and that's why we got distracted. But it wasn't all of it.
Mm-hmm.
Thank fuck.
Fucking hell.
Fucking hell. Let's get mortal.
Hey.
Aye, aye.
I think we've said bye like 3 times.
Yes, we've said enough. Let's say goodnight now. Tune in next time, y'all.